Is it better to have a business or invest in real estate? That's the topic for today's episode. And without further ado, let's dive in. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode. For those who are tuning in for the first time, this is your channel for real estate education. So today's episode is the result of a question that I actually received from a subscriber, and it had to do because she was undecided on what to do. She had a certain amount of money saved and she was debating whether to have a restaurant or just simply use that money and invest in real estate. So I thought that was actually a very interesting question. And quite honestly, I was honored that someone would actually ask me to, provide my input in such a big decision like that. So I decided to create an episode to sort of like analyze the pros and cons and see which is the best route to actually go about it, because I'm pretty sure that more than one of you guys have actually considered that route, but then were unsure as to what was the best approach for you to take. So let's just go into the board and we're gonna divide this, into two. And we have on one side, we're gonna have a business, right? And then we're gonna have real estate, right? Investing in real estate. So let's just see, what do you need in order to run a business effectively? You're gonna need the expertise, right? So you need to have the subject matter expertise, right? Because let's say, for example, if you want to open up a restaurant, you need to either know how to cook, right? Or just simply have knowledge on how to recruit a good chef, a good cook, and how to interview waiters, waitresses, and what does it take to actually get a liquor license in the event that you want to serve alcohol in your establishment, and then define the type of food, etc., 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 right? So that's one. In real estate, that doesn't change so much, doesn't it, right? You will still need to acquire the expertise, right? Meaning, well, first off, you will need to learn all there is to learn about funding, or at least get the base of it, right? What is it that is required in order for me to be able to buy a property or qualify for a mortgage, unless you have everything cash. But otherwise, most of us will have to go through the lending route, see what is it that the bank needs. Also, we will need to get familiar with the area that we would like to invest. We will need to do research. We will need to sort of like gain insights as to what type of tenants it's in that area that we're looking to invest. And then how much is it that each and one of those properties are going to cost us? How much money do we actually need? So there's a lot that goes into preparing yourself to get into that chunk of expertise, right? And since we were talking about funding and money, that doesn't really change much in terms of the business, right? You will probably have some money saved, but is that going to be enough for you to open up a whole business? And if not, you will probably have to go through the lending route in order to get enough capital for you to run the business the way you would like to run it, to buy that piece of equipment, like for example, the refrigerators, to not just host the beverages, but also any food that you need. Also freezers in order to keep the meat, very well preserved. Otherwise you'll be dealing with, a bunch of people getting into food poisoning and stuff like that. So money / equipment, right? You will need to get access to funding. And then in essence, in real estate, how is it any different, right? You will still need, access to funding, right? You will need access to funding to close on the property. You will need access to funding to, fix the property up in the event that you need to fix up the kitchen or the bathroom, just to at least get it rent ready, right? We're not talking about a massive renovation. And if you're doing a massive renovation, great for you, because that sounds like you're going into flipping. But if you're buying and holding that property, right, so you can rent that out long term, then you need to at least make sure you fix that property and that it is rented out in a livable condition, because hey, you have to provide a safe and sound place to live. So you will require capital as well, right? Then another component to this that you need to consider is that when you run a business is time, right? Do you need to be in that business 24/7, or is it something that you can delegate? Maybe hire a store manager or hire a restaurant manager. In the case of this one person, the subscriber who actually asked me that question, what does it mean in terms of time? Are you going to be there all the time? Are you going to be the slave of that business? You have to work it out, or is it something that you can delegate and still get that source of income that you need and, you know, be able to do what you want to do? Same thing applies here, right? Time. Are you managing the property yourself, or are you in essence just, you know, hiring a property manager and then just paying 10 or 12% of your rental income and having this person manage it for you? So now you've sort of like seen the trend, and I can go on and on about this. So in essence, having a business and the restaurant business or having real estate, it's sort of like the same thing, because you are running both like they are a business. You will place them both in legal entities, whether it's an LLC or a corporation or an LLC over here. Everything has to be run the same. If you were to place it in a corporation or an LLC, you will still have to keep the receipts for the income taxes, so you can get all of those tax deductions at the end of the year, so you can deduct the interest on any loan that you can have that it's related to your business. And it's the same thing here in real estate. It is the same thing. So to answer your question, my dear subscriber, now that you're watching, you're getting pretty much the breakdown. It is pretty much the same. I think in a way it's to help you to actually make that decision. And if you're liking this video so far, do not forget to hit the like button over here. And so the purpose of this video was actually twofold, right? One, to do a breakdown of this, right? Real estate versus business, to my dear subscriber who asked that question. And at the same time, to address the naysayers that you have in your environment. People who are probably trying to bring you down in the sense that they probably think you're crazy by investing in real estate and, you know, getting yourself into that much debt just because you want to invest in real estate. And now you're realizing that it's in essence the same. I think it all has to do with our society and how society views certain things and how they actually approve of certain things. It is more acceptable by society for you to become a business owner, right? For you to have a storefront, a business, whether it's online, whether it's physical, a brick and mortar. Society seems to approve more of this, when in essence you're realizing that real estate is not so much different from a business. You have to run your real estate portfolio as it is a business. You will get into debt, right? But it is good debt. You are getting into debt by running your business as well, by taking lines of credit so you can afford to buy the ingredients for that restaurant or for that merchandise or from that store. And that's no different here. You are applying for a mortgage as your line of credit. You're utilizing different lines of credit, whether it's a credit card, whether it's HELOC, a traditional mortgage, it's in itself. It's all about the same. You will need to get yourself into debt in order to make the business happen, whether it's on this side of the equation or that side of the equation. So hopefully, I hope that you thought that this was a very valuable video, and you, my dear subscriber, have gotten your answer for your decision. And for those who are sort of like debating, unsure, or that maybe you have gotten into, you know, analysis paralysis, you've got fear take control over you, or the naysayers take control over you. Now, this is your argument to actually just address those negative comments and continue to propel yourself forward in the event that you want to choose the real estate route. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you really enjoy it. Let me know what you think. Do not forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.